Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, April 21st, 2016. Just going to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Thank you for your patience with that. So as regular viewers will know, we always start our videos off with a look at the Russell Index. We're using the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000, looking at it on a 5-year monthly time frame, just as a way of getting the lay of the land. We're paying particular attention to this blue channel that the Russell traded in through all of 2014, and we are right in that zone right here, right now. We've been talking about the candle for the month of March being a bullish looking candle. Would we get that follow through in April? And so far it's the 21st of April, but the candle for the month of April is shaping up to be a bullish one that does complement March. Having said that, you can see that we're coming up to this upper blue band, and there perhaps is an area of resistance coming in here when we start to draw lines like that. So you want to be aware of that. I'm going to take that away because I don't want it to clutter my chart, but I just want to make you aware of it. I'm going to move it away from the monthly chart to the daily chart. We talked about this gap in price. You can see we're looking at the 6-month daily chart where price gapped down over here, creating this hole in price. Normally gaps get filled, not always, but most of the time they do. So we have this green circle here indicating that gap area, and look, sure enough, that gap has been filled. But having said that, you're starting to see dojis. That's indecision. When you see these little candles that have wicks at the top and wicks at the bottom, that's an undecided market looking for direction. They're starting to show up on the S&P as well. I'll flip over to the SPY so you can see them showing up there as well, again at this area of prior resistance. So you want to be aware of that. Having said that, price has been miraculously persistent to the upside. The transports have been looking strong. GM announced really great earnings this morning. Under Armour in the retail space did the same, so perhaps price will continue to go higher. We want to keep a really open mind. So with price showing that kind of strength, I am going to put a chart in front of you this morning to add to our video library. These are just kind of like a heads up. Great quality stocks that are sitting at areas of support, and that chart for today is Nike, NKE. So I'm going to pull it into the 2-year weekly chart. Let me tell you a little bit more about, I think we're all pretty familiar with Nike, the shoe and apparel, athletic shoe and apparel company. At Chart of the Day Cafe, for me, it's all about value and putting value stocks in front of you. Nike is deep in the value by my metrics. It's in an industry that is also ticking higher, so I'm putting it in front of you because it's sitting at an area of support where Nike might want to try to catch up with those in the industry. Under Armour announced earnings and they were really good. So Under Armour, I'm going to move it away from the 2-year weekly chart of Nike to the daily so you can better see where we are. We're right in this beautiful area where price might start to lift up and over that 8-day EMA. So you know what, Chart of the Day Cafe, it's all about price always being up and over that 8-day. So perhaps we'll start to get lift here. And you know, I'm not making any recommendations whatsoever. I'm just giving you a heads up on the chart. So if Nike's starts to complement its price movement with Under Armour's, it may start to move up off this area of support. The industry is also ticking up, as I mentioned. Nike has a forecasted earnings growth rate of 15%. It's got a dividend yield of 1.07%. And I pulled up some articles this morning to include with today's video. I will include them. There's one from the Motely Fool saying, will 2016 be Nike's best year yet? Very interesting. And as they point out, Nike raised its dividend by 14% last November, and they have approved a 4-year $12 billion, was it $12 billion stock share purchase buyback program? Yeah, $12 billion, wow. Anyway, all those things would suggest that the company itself is optimistic about its future. So that's also worth noting. So I'm going to put my little green circle on the chart and say that Nike, should the markets continue to show strength, might be one to put on your watch list. I am also going to reiterate an old chart of the day cafe pick, AMBA. So we put this chart forward. We're looking at the 5-year monthly chart. I put this forward to my viewers this green circle here. So we're looking at the 5-year weekly. Green circle here, we put it out. We reiterated it here, and I am going to put it forward here as well. AMBA, and this is a perfect example of why the 8-day EMA is important. This is the weekly chart. We use the daily. At least I do. I know everyone else has their own procedures and rules they go by, but when price crosses that 8-day, we are no longer interested. It looks as though, and I'm going to pull it away from the 5-year weekly to the 9-month daily, I really like the metrics behind this company are all still there. I checked the scores this morning. AMBA, it's the drone stock that we put forward in our earlier video. It's got a 26% forecasted earnings growth rate, and it's sitting in an area where, like Nike, support, it may start to lift up and over that 8-day. So I wanted to reiterate my earlier pick, AMBA. So with that, I will conclude today's video and hope you have a great weekend. We'll put a video out again on Tuesday of next week. Thanks.